Okay, hello and welcome to Warhammer 2 Total War, Part 2 of our Halfling campaign. Yes, last time, wanting to... partly wanting to start a new campaign, also because some of the mods updated and it meant that my campaign could no longer be run, so the Kislev one is sadly no longer with us, but this means that we get to start a new campaign, and we get to try out some of the new mods which I had been looking forward to using. So yes, here we are. We're playing as the Moot land of the Halflings. It's a bit of a shame. There was stuff which I could have done to maybe continue with the campaign, but some of the other mods I think were having some issues. I've since swapped some of them around, because we were having some crashes on the unique, what's it called? The custom battle maps mod, and they've come out with a beta version which is a bit more stable, and that's the one they're working on currently. So it's the one updated for the last patch. So I swapped over to that one, which it will have less of the custom or unique maps available to play on, but it will, the ones which are there, the AI will have a better time at working on. I remember playing the Rise of Mankind mod for Civilization 4. I didn't like the later Civilization games because the mod added so much. I originally played Warhammer Total War, the first one, with no mods, and I think... can't remember. I played it for quite a while without any mods, but then I started playing mods, and I just haven't played the game or the sequel without mods since. They add so much, and I'm so thankful that Creative Assembly were able to convince Games Workshop to allow mods in the game. There is caveats to that, but they're completely fair, because the modders have done so much good work with them. Adding their own factions like the Halflings, you get to play as them. Oh woo, what an experience that is. New units, the new maps, and all that. Like me playing Doom, always a source port graphical upgrade or a mod or two. Well, I don't know if I've ever finished base Doom. Anyway. But what was I saying? Yeah, the caveat from Games Workshop was that any mods made for Warhammer Total War, or Warhammer 2 Total War, mustn't be based on other IPs. So, you know, to nip in the bud to people wanting to create maps of Minas Tirith and creating Lord of the Rings in the Warhammer world, Games Workshop's like, no. No mods like that. They have to be based on the Warhammer universe, or not on an existing IP. So, and thankfully people have stuck to that. And there's probably a bit of moderation going into that to make sure that mods which don't adhere to that aren't on the Steam Workshop. But I think for the most part, I think the modders as a whole have been playing ball with that, and I'm thankful for that. Total War Warhammer, War Pokemon Warfare. I mean, there's great mods for Lord of the Rings. The biggest one for the Total War games is for Medieval 2, and it's the Third Age mod, and I have played that. It is very impressive. It's a complete conversion of Medieval 2 Total War into Lord of the Rings. You can play as Gondor, you can play as Rohan, you can play as Isengard, you can play as Rune, you can play as... get some of the other factions. You can play as the elves of the Misty Forest, the other elves. Is it the Misty Forest? Misty Woods? I forget. I'm not that It's been a while since I've played it, and my knowledge of Lord of the Rings is dulled a bit. You can play as the dwarves, the Lonely Mountains. There's various dwarf factions, actually. There's various orc and goblin factions as well. The orcs are the Misty Mountains, that's it. Orcs of Gundabad, I think. There's of course, you know, what's it called? The Orcs of Mordor. I said Rune. There's also the humans of the southern areas. What are they called? They're not the Haradrim, are they? They have the Mumakils. Anyway, it's a very impressive mod with a lot of custom maps in it too. It pushes the poor game's engines to its limits. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, playing as the Halflings, yes, our units are... We have had one battle so far, of our own choice. We saw an opening and we decided to kick Vlad von Carstein where it hurts. And we, attacked Schwarzhofen, defeated the garrison there, sacked and occupied it, and then we gifted it to the Empire. So... The Empire now owns Schwarzhofen on our behalf. We got a bunch of brownie points with the other Empire factions for that. Giving us good diplomatic relations with them. Or a large diplomatic bonus with the Empire factions for that. We got some money out of it as well. We didn't get any units out of it. There was a chance to get some Empire units, but sadly we didn't get any. I don't know whether that's working as it should be. Seems like it is, but at the same time it kind of seems like maybe it isn't. Anyway, I was also spending my time looking over the Halflings army list, because the Halflings actually were an army on the tabletop, and they had they were kind of an army on the tabletop. They weren't fully developed. They had an army list created for them, and a few models made officially. And the army list was published in the White Dwarf edition, I think in 2000. But aside from Lumpenkrups, Fighting Cocks, and the, what's it called, Master Chefs with the Halfling Hotpot catapult, I think that was all the models they had. I think a lot of the other ones you see are people's conversions. There is some more Halfling models which came out for Blood Bowl, and those are pretty good. But yeah, their army list, in fact. From what I can tell in this, they've actually got kind of their entire army list. There is limitations there, however. All their infantry are here, I believe. Actually, no. Okay. We have the basics of the infantry, the rangers, the militia, the wardens, the master chefs. And we have great eagles. We also have access to dryads, treekin, and treemen, whereas on the tabletop they only had access to treemen, I'm pretty sure. They also had access to ogres on the tabletop, which we have here. However, there was other units which were present on the tabletop, which they don't have. They had Halfling Housewives as a unit, which, what they sound like, the women folk of the Halflings. They fought in a squad of their own, and they would become very powerful fighters if any male Halflings nearby them got killed, because they would get into a frenzy and demand vengeance. They could also be equipped with, like, pans and I think washing lines to attack with as a two-handed weapon, which was a magical weapon, I think. There was also multiple mounts which they could have. The Halflings could be mounted on sheep. They could be mounted on goats, which were better than the sheep. They could be mounted on There might have been like a mountain goat variant. They could also be mounted on giant chickens, I think. And they had various air units as well. They could be mounted on swans, where they could shoot fire bows from the backs of the swans. They also had swarm units in the forms of herds of chickens and ducks and geese and all that. They would herd them towards the enemy where they pecked at the enemy furiously. What else did they have? And they weren't a very serious army. I'm gonna actually have to have a look at their units, because I want to get a comparison of how their units compare to Empire men. Let's have a look. Well, these are Halfling Rangers, but... oh, they got the same leadership. Okay. Less armor. They're slower. No, they're actually faster than Halfling Rangers. What's my Halfling Militia's leadership? 58. 60. Okay. 65. Okay, so they have higher leadership. Rangers actually have higher leadership. Melee defense is 2042 for the spears. 1632. 2042. What's mine? 28. No, 2040. Was it 2242? 2042.
Now
2040. Okay, okay, so they're not actually that much different. Halfling militia are comparable to the Empire's spears. 25 and the shield. Okay, they've got less armor. 5 less armor. 58. They've got less leadership. Sure. 22 weapon strength with a bonus versus large. 17, 5, 15. 25 weapon strength. 19, 6, 15. It's actually rather close, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So they're actually slightly weaker than... they're just slightly weaker than the Empire spears. Charge bonus is 4. Charge bonus is 4. Oh, that's the same as the spearmen. Okay. So they're actually basically on par with Empire spears. 35 in a squad, 90 in a squad. Okay, there's less of them in a squad as well. 5,700 hit points. 6,210 hit points. So they have less hit points than the spears, because there's less in the squad. But we do also have a 5+ ward save. 15%, oh, 5% ward save, 15% magic resistance. We're actually resilient to chaos, territory, and chaos wastes. So we don't take attrition from chaos corruption, I don't think. Charge defense versus large, sure. And we've got expendable. Okay, okay, fine, fine. I just noticed the ogre down here, the image has like 2 eyes stuck on the front of it. It looks so silly. Anyway, yes, we had just started building the overgrown grove, and we're getting rid of the farm so that we could replace it with another recruitment building. I don't know why the FPS are so low at the moment. Let me just have a look. Is there anything going on in the background which I should know about? Just get rid of that. That. Okay. Maybe that will make things better. And this. Yes. Anything else going on? Windows, are you downloading updates or something? I don't think so. Okay. It actually seems better now. I think it might be a problem with having Firefox open. It's still dipping a little bit. Anyway, it's not too bad. Okay, now I was going to be building these structures so that we could recruit units from them. Finally, because we're still going off our beginning units. Except for Ulrich Holtz here, who I recruited to bolster our forces. Oh, interesting. Stirland's got a different banner. When did that happen? Do I have a mod which gave them a different banner? I don't think I have the mod which gives unique banners to factions. Or it changes the, changes the symbols for the factions? Pretty sure I don't. I'm confused. The Empire's one is different as well. I mean, that's fine. Yeah, Whistleland's different, so is Talabakland. Avalon's is different. They're all different. Baston's not. Luftbar, so it's only the Empire? Maybe one of the mods merged with another one. I didn't know that there was any updates. Oh, the frame rate dipped again. I know modern browsers do seem to take a lot of RAM. I've seen some of my friends mention that maybe Firefox might be having a memory leak issue or something. Over time it just sucks up more CPU or processing. Anyway, let's end the turn here. I like keeping it open because I can keep track of Twitch homepage and all that. But it's no big deal, I can just close it. Whatever. Okay, see you around. Thanks for joining. Right, well, we were actually looking at going to war with the Blood Knights. Or the Blood Dragons? The Blood Dragons. Oh, the Golden Order symbol's different as well. I don't mind. I rather approve. I like the change of Stirlands. I like the skeleton with the horn. And the duped skeleton for Stirland. Oh. Arguillan went to war with the Blood Dragons. Are the Blood Dragons elsewhere? Why are the Wood Elves gone to war with the Blood Dragons? The Blood Dragons are in Castle Templehof. How are they threatening the Wood Elves? Yeah, anyway. Can I remember anything else which was in the Halflings army list? From this mod, as I said, it seems pretty much all of the cavalry of the Halflings is missing. Which is understandable. Because they wouldn't have animations for them, and they certainly wouldn't have chickens for them to ride around on, or sheep. So I'm not sure what they'll do in that. Oh. Whistleland took Flensburg from Stirland. Okay. Carrot, Norn, and Stirland negotiated peace. But yeah, it would be nice if they could add some cavalry for the Halflings. I'm not sure what they do. Because the dwarf models which they're using for the Halflings don't have any, well, the dwarves don't have any cavalry. So they can't add dwarves on horses because there's no animations for them. What would you do in that regard? They have got the hunting hounds, which is fine. They're fast-moving units. In such a situation, even though it's kind of out of the theme of it, I probably would just replace them with, like, Empire or human unit equivalents. Like lightly armored cavalry, which are humans, and it's sort of like filling in the gap that way. Okay. We can get Pistoliers and we can get Hunting Hounds. Or I can get this to get Free Company Militia, Halfling Militia, Master Cooks, and Empire Captains. That's another thing. We're actually missing a lot of Halfling-themed heroes. I forget what they have available for them in terms of heroes. I think they could have like a poacher hero, possibly. Maybe like a militia leader. I think they could have like a housewife leader as well. I'm trying to remember the army list which I was reading earlier. They also had units of thieves on the battlefield. which had the potential to steal magic items from the enemy they were fighting. So getting a tobacco plantation would be pretty good. It would take 5 turns for it to pay itself back. But I want recruiting units. This grove will get us a good amount of things. Witch Hunter, Great Eagles, Dryads, and Wardens. Can we actually get the Oh yeah, it's a unique unit. I was thinking, can we get the steam tank from somewhere, but it's here. The Kathleen soup tank. We have to be level 21 to be able to recruit it. Fair enough. Kurt Gutbob. Ben Albrecht. Humphrey von Rees.
Praise Sigma.
I want to get more hot pot catapults. I think I want to buff out my armies with some extra infantry. I also saw what the Mootland is actually like, and it's apparently made up of a lot of small villages, a few towns, and Aishaschatten, which is the biggest settlement in the Moot, is actually of... It counts as a town, I think, and it's got a population of around 1,000 to 10,000. I believe it was from an RPG book, but Warhammer RPG. Yeah, it's not a very big place. Everywhere else has got like 100 inhabitants. And halflings aren't necessarily that bad at fighters. From what I was reading, it's a stereotype from a lot of Empiremen that the halflings aren't really good fighters. It's more that they don't have interest in fighting, but they will when they need to. They're basically hobbits from Lord of the Rings. That's possibly why they haven't been featured too often in more recent Warhammer lore, aside from the fact that Age of Sigmar is around now and not the Warhammer Old World. Though, as I said, they did come out with a halfling Blood Bowl team. So, you can get models of them that way, rather than having to try and track down metal models. Call to arms. Oh, the ally declares war. Avalon is going to war against the Blood Dragons. Well, we have a non-aggression pact with them. They already hate us. If I break my non-aggression pact, everyone's just gonna hate me. Even my allies are gonna hate me. But if I decline and break alliance, they'll help me even more for that. So it's a no-win situation there, diplomatically. That's a problem with getting non-aggression pacts, or, you know, trying to make friends with the enemies. You get dragged into wars if you have allies who dislike them. It just seems like all the Empire factions have new banners. I approve. They look nice. There's a lot of nice artwork for Warhammer. Games Workshop have a lot of skilled artists who have worked for them over the years. Many of the banners for the Empire factions in particular were very elaborate. And it's nice to see them represented in the game. I mean, the simpler ones which Creative Assembly have come up with are nice. But at times it's like the High Elf shields. I have a mod which makes the High Elves, uniforms and heraldry of the High Elves. The basic High Elves in the game, they look fine. Their shields are, for the most part, 2 colours, with like one dominant colour with a stripe through it of the secondary colour. Oh! Gotrek and Felix, the Travelling Adventurers. This was added in... when was it? Last month. September. I know my months. The Travelling Adventurers. Recent conversation in the local tavern has been centered around a pair of powerful mercenaries rumored to be traveling through nearby provinces. The famous dwarf slayer known as Gotrek Gunnarsson and his human companion and chronicler, Felix Jaeger. Some of the Empire considered Gotrek and Felix to be outlaws, but the duo are known to have slain some of the most insurmountable adversaries known to the forces of order. Should they be persuaded to join your cause, they would be truly formidable allies. Oh, and we get Builder. That's nice. But yes, Gotrek and Felix. They are heroes of a series of books, of which I have one. I have Skaven Slayer over there. Apparently we can recruit them, if we so wished. From what I remember, they will hang around for 20 turns. Gotrek is a lord, Felix is a hero, and you can have them run around with an army for a short while, and then after 20 turns, they will up and leave. Because they're adventurers and they don't necessarily hang around. But considering that we just went to war with the Blood Dragons, that is actually pretty convenient. So, Samwise Warfoot, go and recruit Gotrek and Felix if we can. You have managed to meet the legendary duo Gotrek and Felix while they travel through the province. Over some tankards of ale, Gotrek reveals to you that he is seeking the most heroic death possible. Felix suggests that he and Gotrek join your cause. The Slayer seems unenthusiastic at first, but is soon persuaded that you can help him achieve the doom he craves. Felix tells you privately that really he welcomes the safety in numbers our forces will provide. We can hire them, recruit them, or leave them be. Yeah, we'll hire them, sure.
It is a mystery how we overcame such odds, but I am sure I can articulate something.
My axe's bloodthirst is sated, but my doom is yet to come.
Ah, it's great. Following your acceptance of their offer to fight with you, Gotrek and Felix are now yours to command. They've shown my cause. They were only reigning for a limited time, however. Only 20 turns. But yes, and you might have heard that, but...
Armor is for maidens. Gotrek, Gurnison.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Gotrek, Gurnison.
Gotrek Gurnison is voiced by none other than Brian Blessed, who is probably the only person qualified to do a voice for Gotrek. Oh, it's fantastic.
And?
I don't know who voices Felix Jaeger, though. You see this? Even the deadliest duels deny Gotrek the death he so craves, making him both the greatest and worst dwarf slayer there's ever been. Got missile resistance 15%, magic resistance 25%, resilience, charge defense versus large, encourage, hide in forest, unbreakable, heroic fortitude. Despite involving himself in the most dangerous situations imaginable, and against the Slayer's suicidally brave will, Gotrek is made of sterner stuff even than others of his kind, and can survive any hand-to-hand encounter. And he's got Gotrek's Doom, by which the Dwarf Slayer and his Mannish Chronicler are protected from magical harm, forcing the foe into single combat they have little chance of surviving. He is a very powerful character. We have Felix. Beholden to his drunken oath, Felix's companionship with the Slayer brings him heroism and adventure, which he indulges in with ostensible reluctance. Missile resistance, resilience. What's their resilience? Oh, Chaos Territory and Chaos Wastes. Oh, I think they might have just gotten that from us being the Halflings. Got Encourage, Hide in Forest, Blood Oath. Gotrek's Rememberer has pledged with his blood to record his friend the Dwarf Slayer's deeds until the day he finally joins his venerable ancestors. And Helping Hand. 2 blades are infinitely better than 1, twice the attacks, double the number of fell lives unceremoniously ended. Okay, well. I'll actually get rid of you, Ulrich Holtz, for the moment, just so that we get a bit more money.
Gotrek, Gurnison.
I will move you over there.
On the move. Enough walking.
Ah, it's so fantastic. And we'll get you an army. Oh, the militia only costs 61 upkeep? Okay, I didn't realize they had so little upkeep. They do! They've only got 61 upkeep.
Gotrek, Gurnison.
We see Marius Lietdorf here charging through our territory on Daisy Kurt von Hellboring II. How much is the spearman's? I can't see what the spearman's upkeep is, sadly. I'm pretty sure it's not 61. Okay, well, what should we do? What should we? Army. Get a tree-kin unit. Get some halfling militia. Then get some... that. Sure.
So,
Oh, it's so great. They got Brian Blessed to voice Gotrek. I believe Brian Blessed actually voices Gotrek for the audiobooks of the Gotrek and Felix series of books. So he's like the person which Games Workshop have to voice the character at the moment.
Let us move.
Also, as I said, I can't think of anyone better to do the job.
Gotrek, Gurnison.
Anyway. Ugh. If you don't know, Brian Blessed is a fantastic English actor. He is known for his extremely loud voice, boisterous acting personality, and I know him from Blackadder mostly, where he was in the first season of Blackadder, where he played King Richard, the Lionheart, back from the Crusades. Chiswick, fresh horses. He also played he played a character in what's his name? What's that movie? Flash Gordon. I forget the character. I haven't actually seen that movie. Crooked Moon is attacking the Empire? Sure. He also voiced Boss Nass in The Phantom Menace. He has also attempted several climbs of Mount Everest, but I don't think he's ever reached the summit. He got close, but he's always had to turn back. I think because other people were... I think at least one time because someone else was injured. Which is a shame, but... the great guy. You should... I recommend watching some clips of him from some TV shows. YouTube. It's very amusing. Oh, Iris Leitdorf just took Fort Oberstyre. I was going to take that. Whatever. Oh, excuse me. The Blood Dragons lost Castle Templehof to the Vampire Counts. The faction headed by Manfred. Okay, so I assume now they're possibly destroyed? I would think actually that the Blood Dragons would have a settlement somewhere else. I'm not sure where their capital is in the lore. I thought it was somewhere else. And not in Sylvania. I could be wrong. Mission successful. Yep. A green war. Too long have we suffered these green skins to live. Okay, fine. Well, we achieved that without even trying. I would like to take Castle Templehof. And I would actually like to own it. If we can, that is. Okay.
Accepted. Where's the slaughter?
Well, we're getting there.
The slayers must rest.
Get some bugman's best.
Yes?
Okay, we've got an army of 10, 8 units. Actually, 5. 15 units. But we do have these two. They're very good, so... I can go kick Manfred in the head. Halflings go to war! I mean, we've been saving up all this time. All our money. Wait, Mordheim's claimed by a Chaos faction? I know broadly what all the mods I have actually do, but still there's little details which I'm not entirely sure on. The mods which add lords or factions around the place would possibly add them in locations I'm not entirely expecting. I mean, that makes sense. Mordheim is a cursed city, it was. I think hit by a warpstone meteorite, and then the whole, what's it called? Mordheim skirmish battle system took place, and there's actually a game on Steam about Mordheim. It's all little war bands fighting each other in turn-based combat. Apparently it's pretty good. I haven't got it myself. Clubber. Oh great, the trolls are back. Don't see them. Oh, there they are. We're gonna have to deal with you. Blah. Exactly, Gotrek. Should I get to Gotrek to go and slaughter a whole bunch of trolls? Depends on how many trolls there are. I wasn't actually expecting that we'd get him. I suppose technically we are an Empire faction. Gotrek and Felix only appear for some of the Order faction. I believe they appear for the Empire, Bretonia, and the Dwarves. I can't say whether they appear for any other factions. I don't know if they appear for the High Elves or for any Elf faction. I wouldn't really think so. Anyway. So let's see. Clubber! Oh, a great migration comes to our borders, demanding shelter from larger threats abroad. Do we let them cross into our territory or turn them away? Begone! Migration. Migration. Welcome. We don't really need the growth. Oh, hello. What have you got? Round of command. Well, that's useful. You have snow trolls. Snow trolls live on the highest peaks of mountains covered in eternal ice. They are of enormous size, dwelling in icy caves which are covered with the bones of their victims. They have fear, regeneration, fire weakness. They have reckless rampage. Self affects allies in range, affects allies in range. Enemies in range. Oh, really? Plus 15 melee attack, 100% armor piercing damage, plus 15% physical resistance, plus 30% vigor, unbreakable, but they have rampage. Wow, okay. We have Clubber himself.
Gotrek,
well...
Gotrek,
Clubber, you keep wandering through our territory. I don't appreciate that.
Atone my sins!
You say Troll Slayer? That's very appropriate. Then corn will reap your souls.
Kazuk, 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 ah!
Southern Trolls. A very small troll army. Let's fight it. I want to see Gotrek.
For a great death. Not worth soiling my blades.
Not worth.
Keep me busy!
Okay, well, we'll go slaughter them. He's already earned the title of Troll Slayer, but we'll get him to prove it this day. It's kind of wondered now whether, since I've got Gotrek and Felix, whether Creative Assembly will be adding Thankwall at some point. Thankwall is a character who pops up in the Gotrek and Felix books multiple times. He is a Grey Seer of the... Oh, we have our... what's it called? Our garrison in this battle as well. Thankwall is a Grey Seer of the Skaven who is a tremendous failure. Messes up plans whenever he's involved and is extremely paranoid to the point that he is the reason all the plans end up failing because he undermines everyone else's efforts around him. The Council of 13 keep trying to get him killed because he's so useless and he's such a massive spanner in the works for their plans. But he just doesn't die. So... and he counts Gotrek and Felix as his great rivals. The end times are actually quite kind to him. He became, like, the main character that the Skaven united behind. Apparently he was actually the favourite of the Horned Rat, whereas in the books it was all sort of... he was actually... well, as I said, he was an immense failure and all the other Skaven wanted him to go away because he just messed everything up. So, it'll be neat if they add him. There is also another Skaven character which they could add though. Throt the Unclean, who would be the legendary lord for the Clan Moulder faction. A 3-armed Skaven. He is equipped with a Thing Catcher, a sword, and a whip, I believe. And he has an immense appetite due to mutations. Okay, gamble. Hey, Ronald is with me.
To us, the foe!
Gotrek Gunnison, fighting alongside halflings. Who would have thought to see the day? Oh, and we got Treekin too. That's pretty cool.
Where's the kill?
Herr Jäger!
Okay, let's have a look. Put them
Death Seeker!
close together. Yeah, he looks very... yep, he looks basically what you'd expect. He is a slayer. He has a very powerful axe, though he doesn't actually have any unique items currently. He's very happy. There's Felix.
Gotrek!
No, not you.
Mine host! Herr Jäger! All set! Herr Jäger!
Okay, and they're fighting alongside the halflings. Oh, it's great. What have they got? He's got armor piercing and bonus versus infantry. Armor piercing 265 armor piercing. Wow.
Gotrek!
What's Gotrek got? Anti-large. Bonus versus large is 35. 350 armor piercing. Gotrek's Doom. Self. Okay.
Berserker!
Let's have a look at these. Oh, they just look like Treekin. They actually use the Avalorn skin for the Treekin and not the Wood Elf model for the Treekin. The texture's different. Avalorn, the High Elf faction, gains access to these Forest Spirit units and they have this lighter wood color to them. as opposed to the darker wood color, I suppose you'd say, which the what's he say?
Gotrek! My axe thirsts! Slayer! From!
Okay, let's have a look at the trolls. We've got these southern trolls here, which are just a basic troll model. Not unlike humans, trolls that live further away from the influence of chaos tend to be smaller and less impressive than their northern brethren. Okay, so this is just like a larger unit of weaker trolls. We have these ice trolls. They're big. Actually impressive, they've got beards. I suppose so they're using the Throg, the Troll King face. Looks quite good on them though. There's a unit of 3. They're big. Wow. Okay. And we've got Clobber here. I like the variations they've given, the modders given to the trolls. What a dumb army. Literally. Trolls are not very smart. Okay.
Moving now.
I will! Start!
Okay. Move up. Move up.
Gotrek!
I mean, you know, he's a slayer. Let him just charge into the battle.
Prepare for combat!
He's good.
Gotrek! Very well!
Yes, General. We serve the Emperor.
I can't forget that because the leader is around, the trolls are going to have higher morale. So they're going to be tougher to kill because their lord is protecting them. Let's have a look. Where's Gotrek? There he is. I want you to attack him. Come on. Booyah!
Feel my axe!
He's just hacking at the behind of that troll. Oh. Come on, kill that lord at least. Or not.
We are Sigmar's heirs.
Okay, whoa!
Herr Jäger.
What's his speed? 42, 56. Clubber's faster than Gotrek.
Yes, General.
I mean, he is a
We are
dwarf, but...
We are Sigmar's heirs.
Oh, hey.
Our weapons are yours.
Yeah, shoot him. Ow.
Ready! Plow on!
Okay. Well, there we go. And... I'd like you to chase down those snow trolls. Those are big. Okay. Well, that's fine. Ugh. Bit of light slaughter of trolls to get the blood running. Oh, Gotrek didn't get any kills. One of our halfling militia units got a kill though, that's pretty impressive. Our rangers actually got 4 and 3 kills too. They're good shots with their crossbows. On the tabletop they're supposed to have bows, but as I mentioned last time, the dwarves don't have animations for bows. Being armed with crossbows instead. I wonder why it says Gotrek and not Gotrek Gurnison. Ah well, doesn't really matter. 10 losses, there was 11 remaining. That'll be all the northern trolls, southern trolls, which we didn't kill. It's so great that they added them. They're also free. If you go on to... what's it called? Total War Access on the Creative Assembly website. If you have an account for their forums, well, you'll have to create one. Then when you go to the... it's like a content section for Warhammer 2 stuff. There's a bunch of ebooks available there and wallpapers, as well as some music, I think. And there's also some other DLC available for free there as well. Gotrek and Felix is one of them. Another one is, I think, the 30th anniversary for Creative Assembly. And it is a Regiment of Renown pack for a bunch of factions for which were present in Warhammer 1, which is available for Warhammer 2 as well. I think it adds unique Regiment of Renown for Warriors of Chaos, possibly the Beastmen and the Wood Elves. So there is a bit of a purpose to having it. It's still kind of annoying having to create an account on another website for something like this. I sympathize. But, Gotrek and Felix were originally given away with as a code for people who purchased the September edition of White Dwarf. However, they were also made available for everyone on, I think, the 21st of October. Or sometime around then. Recently in October. Which is nice of them. It's the same as they did for Grombrindle, the White Dwarf. Back for Warhammer Total War. Just a little cross platform, what's it called? You know, cross-platform thingy-mabob advertising, I suppose. Which is fine. Though it's still always a bit of a shame that it's like, Warhammer 2, it's so great, look at the world of Warhammer, look at all these factions, and then it's like, I want to get models of them. It's like, no, they don't make those anymore. Because the Warhammer world's no longer around, it was replaced with Age of Sigmar. The models for Age of Sigmar are very nice. I'd like to get some of the Idolith Deepkin, the Sea Elves. Very good. But I miss my ranked up unit. The square bases. Oh, listen to me reminiscing. It wasn't actually that long ago. Like 8 years. 8 years ago, perhaps? Anyway. I think you can get a whole bunch of the older models still from the Games Workshop website if you want to order them online. I actually do have some Age of Sigmar models. I bought a pack of some paints and some ghosts a little while ago, and I've been working on them in my spare time. Forget what they're called. The pack says Nighthaunts, but I think they're called Nighthaunt Glooms. They're ghosts with long glaives. And they have horse heads, or skulls, for their heads. Apparently a ghost of a hunter merged with their mount or something like that. Anyway. Well done, Gotrek, you won us a battle. Actually had a fairly large army in that. Our garrison has 2 units of ogres in it. And a treeman! What added the treeman? And a great eagle. Really? Okay. Execute. They're trolls. Exterminate trolls.
For a greater doom.
Hey, we got a crown of command. Got a casualties captured post-battle plus 10% pit fighter. Men fight better when their livelihood, not just their lives, is at stake. But you may have noticed that Gotrek and Felix, they don't have skill points. I've seen a lot of people mentioning this is quite a downside for them. I kind of agree. It means that you can't increase the army's efficiency of being commanded by Gotrek.
I will marshal
Like,
the men.
you know, for our lord, even though it's not that good because he's a halfling. We have this red tree here, which gives us like bonuses to our infantry, our ranged units. It gives us rally and stand your ground. And also the blue tree, but Gotrek doesn't get any of that. Now, I understand why, because they're temporary heroes. They're not meant to be solid leaders for your armies.
Victorious, but alive.
And I don't play on legendary or higher difficulty. I just play on normal, so I don't need to focus that much on bonuses to be able to win. However, I can see the annoyance of that. I think when Gotrek and Felix come back in later turns, they get better. Because they've been on like adventures in the meantime, and then they come back and they're stronger than they were before. Get a second level of the Withering.
Demon Slayer.
We can actually take the item from Gotrek. We'll get the Crown of Command and give it to our character here, Samwise Warfoot. And we'll get the Pit Fighter as well. That is a little annoying though. If he has items on him, you have to have them transferred from Gotrek to another character by going into this character's inventory. Inventory, not inventory. Rather than going to Gotrek's and de-equipping him. I don't know whether he actually gets items from that.
To battle.
Maybe.
Gotrek, journey.
Anyway, go up there.
No.
How many more turns have we got you for? 18. Sure. That's long enough. I believe we'll be able to swap them out for another legendary lord when they run off. So we'll get Master Cook for the feast is coming, which gives us immune to psychology. I might actually get 2, and then we'll get some more Halfling militia.
Praise Sigma.
Because I want my infantry to be protected against the spooky nature of the undead. I would like an extra recruit slot, but it's a bit too late for that. Get the barracks. We'll be able to get a captain for that. For one more turn until we get state troops, which will increase the speed of our units and +5 leadership. What's going on in the rest of the Empire?
I am Prince and
Karl France is recruiting units outside Flensburg, which is now controlled by Wissenland. Taken by Elspeth von Draken. Oh, Grunsburg has been taken by, has been raised by, the Crooked Moon tribe. And a orc. Rathug Backstabber. Oh, hello, there's trolls there. Mugger is sitting outside Altdorf. Weismund has been raised. Middenstag has been taken by Hochland. Araberg and Middenheim are still owned by Midland. Altdorf still, Reichland still controls most of Reichland.
the nation calls.
Who's this lord? Oh, just a guy. Ernst Kemp. Oh, he's this guy who was down in Schwarzhofen. Schwarzhofen is probably going to rebel.
Scout leader.
Beldorf is still held by the Golden Order. Let's see Mordheim. Ostermark controls most, not is it Ostermark? Yeah, Ostermark controls most of Ostermark. But Mordheim is a Chaos Warp Defilers. Okay. Oh, it has a unique model there as well. Oh, well, I think that's just the unique ruins model. Creative Assembly added that. Well, that's interesting. Oh, there's actually a large garrison there. I can't talk to them because they're chaos. Chaos don't talk, they just destroy. What do we got? Castle Templehof has skeletons, zombies, fellbats.
Darkness comes.
Odo zu Krugenheim is now there.
No mortal.
What happened to... Oh, Waldenhof is still controlled by the Blood Dragons. What happened to Manfred? Helmgart is held by the Empire. It's fine. This is a fort. Got a large garrison and it protects the pass here. Though possibly not as effectively as it should. Armies can still move underneath it, which is fine to me. Okay. End turn, and then we'll probably declare war on vampire counts and try and take Castle Templehof from them. I'm gonna have to have a look at my armies and see which one would be better equipped to siege. I think Gotrek would be, because he has the Treekin and they have siege attacker. Unless we want to spend a few turns building a siege equipment. Blooded Axe tribe has been destroyed, a tribe of beastmen. The Crooked Moon tribe is a tribe of night goblins. They're headed by Skarsnik and Gobbler. Skarsnik is a big boss of the night goblins, and Gobbler is his large pet, Squig. Squigs being round mouths on two legs. I like the new flag for Nordland as well, that's very nice. Zufbar has declared war on von Carsteins and the vampire counts. Zufbar is the dwarven faction in the mountains just to the south of Sylvania, so that is not surprising. In my experience, vampire counts tend to wipe them out and take over their territories. Those Chaos Warp cultists or whatever worry me. Oh, hello, we've got a White King in our territory. State troop standards researched. Now getting state-issued infantry armor, which will increase our armor by plus 15 for all infantry. Very nice. Sword of Cain has been claimed again. Ties that bind. Carry out a successful assassination, wound or kill of a character belonging to any of the following enemies of Stirland. Whistleland. We could get a potion of healing for that, which is alright. Plus 5 diplomatic relations. That's not worth it. Meinrad Stalberg. White Kings are incredibly powerful undead, almost as hard to destroy as vampires. Suffused with dark magic, their weapons shimmer with baleful energy. Graveguard and White Kings and all that on the tabletop I remember being particularly nasty because they all had Killing Blow? or something. Like, every time they hit an enemy, they had a chance to just outright kill them.
Now,
Scary. Oh no, ogres have a siege attacker as well. Okay, we can just break down the walls with the ogres.
it is night.
Order von der Krugenheim. I think we can take you on. I will save. A reflex. I don't mean to reload if we lose.
By the comet.
I will try to avoid doing that. We'll be at war with von Carsteins again. Oh, my reliability is low! That's because I ended up going to war against the Blood Dragons, even though I was called into the war by one of my allies. As I said, it was a no-win situation, so... my reliability has suffered. Blah. We'll make such charnel pits that your dead would choke the land and then rise on my command. Yes,
To
sure.
arms!
Okay, go attack Castle Templehof.
What does the Emperor bid?
You're just out of range. Blah.
Gotrek, Gurnishan.
And Gotrek attack it.
No reason for it.
Nope.
The Empire.
Taking a turn of attrition. Ah.
Sigmar compels us. Onwards to death.
Go there.
Never.
What's their attack? What's their army? Skeleton spearmen, zombies, and just black knights.
It is time.
Well, I think we're just gonna have to take this attrition. I thought we were in range.
Gotrek, Gurnishan.
Gotrek can get out, but our other lord can't, so I may as well keep them together.
Born to die.
How fatalistic. Can we see more time now? No. Okay. I mean, there's not much more fatalistic than a dwarven slayer. Ugh, attrition. Ah. Attrition is just like the environment or other things dealing damage to your army because you're in hostile territory usually, or the corruption is high. Vampiric corruption and chaos corruption are the major causes of attrition. Skaven corruption does not cause attrition because the Skaven aren't very interested in like constantly attacking enemy forces like that. Chaos corruption causes attrition because the landscape is actively hostile. Vampiric corruption causes attrition because of like the undead rising up in the area and you know, the terrain being all dead and spookied, and I assume there being a lack of resources for units to survive off the land and feed themselves, so. Is there any other attrition in the game? Skaven, Vampiric, Chaos? No. That's all. But there's also Untainted. Untainted can cause attrition, or rather vampire counts suffer attrition from low chaos corruption. Like low vampiric corruption. Henrik Belor here. Being attacked by Marius Lichtdorf. Whatever. Just auto-resolve. Execute captives. So if the vampire counts want to move into another province, it's a good idea to have that province corrupted by vampiric corruption before you move in there. Or position yourself so that you can move and take a settlement in the same turn, so you don't have to spend a turn outside of vampiric corruption. Chaos don't suffer that problem. And neither do Skaven. Skaven actually suffer themselves from Skaven corruption because it represents there being too many Skaven in a province. And too many Skaven around means there's not enough food for everyone, so the Skaven start infighting. So it's kind of a good thing for the Skaven to have low corruption, but It honestly doesn't have that much of a negative effect when you're playing as a... Hey, we got the Armor of Fortune from that battle! Pretty neat. Followers of Nagash declared war on the trolls. I'm surprised at how many trolls factions there are around the map. We killed one. There was another one near Altdorf. They're actually set down near the Badlands. I kind of like that. A lot of small troll armies wandering around the place. Armor of Fortune. That's pretty good. Those who don the Armor of Fortune seem to have the favor of Renaud, able to parry the lethal blow with a lucky deflection. We got assaulted by Ulmer von Schwarzhafen, and they failed to hinder replenishment. Great, so we took more damage to our units than we should have there. But they don't actually have an army in there now, so they've got a very weak garrison.
Troll Slayer!
Who calls?
Samwise, attack it.
The Heldenhammer!
Continued siege. Gotrek move into range. Now, I'm gonna save before I do this battle. The reason for that is because when I took Schwarzhafen, which has since been raised, there was I assume Vampiric rebels which came and raised it.
No.
Please go away, Vlad. I got the choice of either gifting the province to the Empire or keeping it for myself, but with a lower, like, build functionality. I decided to give it to the Empire, who have since lost it. But I would actually like to own Castle Templehof myself. However, obviously the Halflings are not really interested in empire building. So it kind of runs counter to their whole way of life, way of thinking. So if I take it, I wanted to see just what we would actually have to build. And if it's just like, I don't know, if it's not worth holding it, then I might not bother. I might just give it to the Empire. I think it would kind of be fun if the Halflings could build an empire, but at the same time, they really aren't interested in that. So they're just interested in eating. I mean, this is ridiculous enough as it is. Halflings going to war against the vampire counts. Though I think the current leader of the Halflings is actually more proactive with sending their Halfling troops out to aid the Empire whenever needed. And they actually backed Karl Franz for his being elected the Emperor. After heavy bribing of beer and food, of course, but he managed to negotiate a rather profitable trade agreement with the Empire for surrounding Empire factions, which benefits the Moot greatly. A shrewd diplomat. I think our forces should be able to deal with these few skeletons, zombies, and fellbats. The biggest threat here is the skeletons, of course. They don't even have a hero. Okay.
What do you bid?
Now hot pot, catapult there. Our rangers, our troops looking a little worse for wear. We've still got our ogres, which is good. You go there. Go there. Go there. Our pistoliers can go there.
Hey, wizard!
Okay. And run up. Attack that wall. Oh, they have bones. They're chucking bones from their towers. They have upgraded towers. 13 damage. That's actually pretty good. Don't laugh about soup. It's dealing a lot of damage to the walls. Okay. The Fellbats are coming.
Pistoliers! Avoiding combat!
Get up here, Gotrek.
Sigma! Guide our fire! By Ulrich's wrath! Soldiers of the Empire!
Don't let those bats
Pistoliers!
kill our master chefs, master cooks. Okay, good.
Awaiting orders! Sir!
Gotcha.
Stood!
Ogres, take down that gatehouse.
We are Sigma's heirs!
Halfling warriors, move up. Grand Cauldron cooks.
To battle! With the comet! Ready! Take the ground!
I think they have the dwarf
Taking position!
like voice lines for general like sounds. They're saying like that's a grudgeon, all that,
Standing by!
which I approve.
Cover! Ready to serve! The Empire!
Where's their general? Oh no, no, that is a yeah.
All who flows through me! Ready for war!
That wall down yet? No. Okay.
Gotrek! Die, filth! What do you bid?
Attack those skeleton spears.
Formation! March!
Charge in there. Felix, where are you?
Back!
Okay. Lower their morale so that they can start crumbling. Felix is armed with a two-handed sword? I thought he was armed with like a long sword or a short sword. There's a skeleton with no head there. Oh, this is great. Yeah, sorry, I just watching them go at it with our little halfling troops in the background. Come on, Tree King, get in there. Okay. Cast
Ulrich, save us!
that on their lord again. No cost mystifying miasma does damage over time to a unit.
Standing by! Ready!
Where's Felix? Oh, there he is. Oh, where is he? Oh, he's around.
Rang!
And there they go. They're all crumbling. Blah! Halfling troops are victorious with the aid of Gotrek and Felix. Decisive victory. Well done, lads. Extra rations for everyone. Extra rations for everyone. They only killed 4 units. So we lost more because of the towers. That was nasty. Our hotpot got 101 kills? Really? Okay, it must have been shooting them on the walls. Its low depression must be really good at sniping units off the top of walls. That's good to know. So, that hotpot catapult is not to be laughed at. Seriously, I was expecting it to be like, I don't know, like claw catapult for the Skaven, which is still pretty nasty. "11 kills for the Wardens, 4 kills for the Spears, 7 kills for the other Spears, Militia, 37 for the Ogres." I kind of feel like maybe the Ogres, because they're based off the Orc models, aren't being as effective as they should be. Their animations aren't that good for a large unit. I'll have to see them. They seem to spend a bit too much time reorientating themselves. So, swing. And their attacks don't look like they've got that much impact behind them. Trolls and all that, when they swing their clubs, they knock multiple units back. I think the Orc Ogres here do that, but I don't know if their attack is actually as, like, impactful as it should be, or as it could be. Their charging was, from last time, seemed to be a bit iffy. I asked them to charge a unit and they sort of wandered around towards it. So. I suppose that's just because they're technically an infantry unit. They don't have the whole charge like a troll and just smash through the enemy unit. Be nice when the Ogre Kingdoms are added in Warhammer 3. That's gonna have a lot of big monsters. Ogres themselves are the size of trolls, but they have monsters which are even bigger. And they have mounts, which are like mammoth-sized, or a bit smaller than a mammoth, but... Okay.
Senseless violence.
Gotrek got 93 kills. That's pretty good. Samwise Warfoot got 10 kills. He tried. Okay, now what do I want to do? Well, I want to loot and occupy it. Oh, we occupied it. We don't get a choice? Ogre Blade. The Ogre Blade was used by Chaos Dwarves to tame the kingdoms among the mountains of Mord. How it came to the old world is a mystery. Weapon strength, plus 8%. Oh, here we go. In the name of the Empire, we have taken a settlement. We can choose to place it under the jurisdiction of the Empire, or use it ourselves as a base of operations. We can give it to the Empire, where we get possibly some reinforcements. Last time I didn't get any reinforcements. It also gives us diplomatic relations, a plus 5%, plus 5 leadership for all armies for 5 turns. And plus 600 treasury, which would probably be a bit higher. Last time, since I didn't get any reinforcements, I got 400 extra gold, so we actually got 1,000. Still not that much though. I can retain control, which gives us public order plus 4, recruitment cost minus 25, but it's an imperial satellite, so retain settlement was limited construction option. I'll retain control because I'm curious. Okay, what do we get? We actually get all of the normal buildings we normally get for the halflings. That's pretty cool. We can build a wizard's conclave at level 3 of a rank, a town level of a settlement. Okay. We also get access to the wood resource. Okay, that's not actually that bad. we would actually be able to build an empire from this. We also get reinforced walls, clockwork bombs, cannonballs, bullets. And yeah, this is how we'd build the Sacred Grove. Because otherwise we can't get ogres and tree men. Because the Moot cannot go up to settlement level 4. Okay, I think Templehof is actually going to become a an important settlement of the Halflings.
I am preserved for a greater doom. Send me a champion.
Okay.
Raise Sigma.
Manfred von Carstein was later heard. Upon the news that the Halflings had managed to attack and capture Castle Templehof, he flew into a mad rage
What does the Emperor bid?
and disbelief. Oh! They're Halflings!
Fear no peril.
Well, they do have Gotrek and Felix. They must have carried them. I'm worried about Vlad here. As I said though, we do have Gotrek and Felix.
Slayer. No.
But they have Vargeists and Blood Knights.
Yes, my lord.
What's our garrison for this? None. Lovely.
The nation.
Hey Marius Lichtdorf, do you want to help us with Vlad?
I will.
15, army of 15. But if I remember, their army is mostly a lot of Fellbats and Vargeists. Like, they have 3 units of Vargeists and they have like 6 units of Fellbats. So...
A good old scrap.
Yes!
Demon Slayer.
Good old scrap.
Ready.
Warden's upkeep is only 97? What's the difference between them? Oh, yeah, they don't have spears, they have swords. And they have shields too. Okay, so Wardens are like swords units. They also have Vanguard deployment. And what's that? Dork. They can move hidden in any terrain. Oh, okay. Hide forest. Yeah, they can hide in forests. Okay, that's pretty cool. Our units are kind of sneaky. Dryads. There is no bargaining when the forest is damaged. Vengeance will be exacted. They actually have magical attacks. But they're kind of expensive compared to my other units. Great Eagle. Firm allies for millennia, these majestic birds aid the elves by swooping onto enemy lines and clawing them apart. They're not the toughest of monsters. They do cause fear. Do I have any abilities which actually lower recruitment turns? I don't think so. Why is my frame rate so... I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, first I'd like you to recruit.
A good old scrap.
Get some dryads, more halfling militia and some wardens. They'll probably attack us before we can actually recruit them, but recruiting them would still be nice. Frame rate just fixed itself. See, sometimes when I get to a turn, the frame rate just tanks for some reason in game. Oh well. So, Manfred, Vlad, what do you think of that? Ha! Halflings are just sitting up on the walls of Castle Templehof. Nah, we own this place now. The Emperor comes around. He's like, "Well done! Your fighting for the Empire has been well noted. I will just take the keys for the front gate of Castle Templehof." And the Halfling's like, "You know what? You were thinking of actually moving in here." And Conference is like, "Hey, yeah, that's great and all. Now the key, please." And like, no, we're serious." "You what?" It's good to know, actually, though, that if we take another settlement, it's not actually going to be a limited settlement, as the pop-up mentioned. In fact, it's going to be a completely normal settlement for us. I honestly thought, and I believe last time I said, that if we had chosen to keep it, we would only be able to get, like, maybe a garrison building there, rather than any of our other buildings, but that left me a bit confused thinking how we would actually get our better units. The pop-up, I believe, is from Marcus Wolfhart, the lord added in the last DLC pack, because he's all the way over in Lustria. He functions differently because he's getting reinforcements from the Empire over here, shipped all the way over to him, and that's based on how successful he is. So, it might also be based on the Nakai the Wanderer mechanic, because Nakai can't actually take settlements for himself. Whenever he captures or destroys a settlement, he gets the option of gifting them to his parent faction. And I believe they give him units based on that. You want to wound Felix? The old ones endure. Legions of unnatural beings break through from the otherworldly realm through a once sealed portal torn asunder at Zahotek, the City of Echoes. The cursed ruins, long home to evil ever since the Great Catastrophe, now spawns the nightmares of mortals, given form by the raw chaos that pours into the world. The fell creatures' dread voices rise up in praise of their masters. The arcane battle cries and unholy screams replacing the echoes of the city's fall a millennia ago. The lizard men have tried and failed many times in refounding the city over the past millennia, but now they must redouble their efforts in taking the city, or at least contain it if they are to survive. Okay, I don't know why we're getting that. I haven't actually seen that. Apparently, that means a bunch of Chaos armies have spawned over in Lustria. Our Lord is ready to recruit again because we dismissed him. Let's have a look again. There's something going on. No, I don't. Oh, whatever.
Is it time?
How many turns have we got you for? 15.
Praise Sigma.
Oh, and I read, and apparently the Halflings do actually worship Sigmar. They have a bunch of their own, they have a bunch of their own gods which they worship as well, though. Here among them, I think, is a god called Esmeralda. But not much is known about the other Halfling gods. The Grove. What that allows us. Oh yeah, we can get witch hunters! That's pretty cool. Cult or Rolf Beckberg or Rudy Froschlichmann. Campaign line of sight, armor piercing damage, melee attack, fleet footed. Monster tracker would be good. Allows me to see things from further away.
It shall be done.
Well done! You're now recruited by the Halfling Empire. I will give you Cleanse Corruption. We can also get a hero. Empire Captain. We can get 2 of them. Noble. Income from all buildings 10%. Disciplined. Leadership and melee attack. Cunning. We'll get you disciplined.
It will be an honor. Gotrek, journey.
Do you have anything which you could take from Gotrek? Yeah, get the Ogre Blade from him. I don't really want Gotrek to have any items. If he disappears, I'd prefer to have them on my hero, or my lord, just in case he goes off with them. Hey! Ostermark.
Sigma's god, Ulrich, can judge
Non-aggression
if
pact
worthy or
and military access.
Agreed.
A solemn pact. Sigmar will decide if this is wise. You like anything else?
My countrymen.
Okay. Liability is low. It will get better. I don't think we can trade with anyone else. No. Okay. Mordheim's causing a lot of corruption. 75. Building and commandments is 10. Local populace is 2. Wow. Okay. That's a lot of chaos corruption from Mordheim. That's seeping over here. No. We're gonna have to do something to combat this corruption. What have we got? Night Watch. Untainted +1. Lovely. Is that our only building to combat corruption? The Sacred Grove gives us Public Order +10. I feel like the fields should cause... what's it called? Untainted corruption. Like, the field line should be a bit different for the Halflings. Because it's more of a... It's a bigger element of their culture than it is for other factions. Yeah, okay. We don't really have any buildings which reduce corruption. That's a problem. The only other thing we'd have would be a Clergy of Sigmar, which increases Untainted by +2 faction-wide. But that's not really enough. +2, +3 because of the Night Watch if I want to build it, and plus another one if I control the entire province and have it on Sigmarite Dogma. Anything else also from heroes, but...
How should we proceed?
Oak Slayer!
Problematic. Welp. I mean, would we be able to keep control despite the corruption? We do have bonuses to, like, the public order, but I don't know if they're that big.
Do not waste my time with petty talk. Make your offer and be done.
I can say it in any language you wish. Kuzzlid, Wikish, Reichspiel. It is an offering of peace from the Midnight Aristocracy. I suggest you take it. 800 in peace treaty. Well, I would accept that. The money is nice. My reliability is already low. If I have to break it right afterwards. How desperate are you for that? No, moderate. Sure. So mortal, we have an agreement. Do not cross me, for that will be the last mistake you... Okay. Well, we have peace with von Carsteins, temporarily. Bretonia has declared war on Carrick Ziflin and the Leafcutter tribe. Arguelin has declared war on the Crooked Moon. Why has Bretonia gone to war with Carrick Ziflin? Empire, are you going to be fighting amongst yourselves all the time? Have you made peace between Wissenland and Stirland? Usalon's still around, apparently. Blood dragons are also. Where are the blood dragons? Did they control Eschen? Then von Carsteins took that. I wonder who the leader of the faction in Mordheim is. Vessels of Chaos. Oh, that must be the faction which spawned in Lustria from Zahwatek. Oh, Slaves of Zarnagrund. Strange twisted creatures known as Chaos Dwarves have appeared en masse from the east. It is their infernal intent to destroy all in their path until only they and the gods of chaos rule the world. If the Darwizar are not driven back to the Darklands, they will enslave all in their way, sending them to work the hellish forges of Zarduk. There's an extra "the" there. They will eventually carve a new empire of ash, leaving all but a place of smoky darkness. So yes, this is another mod which I have active. It adds the Chaos Dwarves, and it also adds an event where the Chaos Dwarves will invade. They will come over the mountains from over here. I think it will just spawn some armies along here, and they will start attacking from the east because the Chaos Dwarves are actually located around here. So yes, Light College Acolyte. Ooh, that's nice. The Acolytes of the Light College channel cleansing light magic for their masters. Untainted +3, local province. Thank you very much. Just what I needed. Yes, and we've already got him. Good. Actually lowering the corruption to a bit of a more reasonable level.
Yes, my lord.
I could also get him Fervent, which would potentially increase Untainted to +3. It's still a bit of a problem though. I would like to have a building which increases corruption, which increases Untainted. I don't know. Maybe some shrine or something, shrine to the various halfling gods. What do I want here? Enfeebling foe. Let's get Earthing and then I can get Pit of Shades.
Giant Slayer.
Don't want to move Gotrek because I feel that they'll just attack as soon as I do. Actually, hold on.
Tools of judgment ready.
Move up. Move into his army.
Direct me.
The same as you.
Weapon practice.
I can move Felix out of Gotrek's army and put him into another one of mine.
Disagree with that.
I would like to take Schwarzhofen.
Huntsman General. Base camp for now.
How much would that cost to take? 2,500 on your own. That's fine.
Aye?
How many turns have we got you for? 14.
Giant Slayer.
Yeah, Waldenhof controls... Oh, Ostermark controls Waldenhof now. Can't see Karak Kadrin. We can see Karak Asgaraz, which is where the Crooked Moon Night Goblins tribe is. Oh, Paravon controls Helmgart now.
No chance.
Oh, we can see Skarsnik and Gobbler. There's Gobbler, the Squeak, and Skarsnik, the Night Goblin.
Don't hold your breath.
Oh, the Leafcutter tribe has taken Karaberg. And Wiesmund. I've never seen that. Okay, okay. The Empire's not actually going too well. They're fighting amongst themselves and they're getting picked apart by factions around them. Eric Hearn still hasn't gotten rid of the Black Venom tribe. I mean, it's only turned 21, but a lot has been happening. How's Talabaklan going? They control their entire region. I think they took one of them back. Grunberg's been resettled by the Empire.
By the comet. By the comet.
He's still got the Halfling Rangers. Kind of adorable. Ubersreich has been taken by the Crooked Moon tribe. Okay. Ubersreich managed to hold up against the hordes of Skaven due to the Ubersreich 5, but they eventually fell to Skarsnik and his Night Goblins hordes. I would like Avalon to just lose Fort Oberstyre so that I could take it. I would like the entire province, please. Oh, we can upgrade Castle Templehof. We have enough population there. Somehow. Well, not somehow, actually. I believe the Halflings are rather prolific. Or... they're rather adept at, keeping themselves busy. Hey, don't be going assaulting my units. Ugh, pardon me. What else? Arguelin, Beastmen. Beastmen have declared war on Baston. Krace has declared war on the Chaos Warp Defilers. Wait, what? Excuse me? How does Krace know about the Chaos Warp Defilers? Krace is a high elf faction. They're in Ulthuan. Chaos Warp Defilers, as far as I know, are located up there to the north of us in Mordheim. Unless they have another region somewhere else. That is a possibility. Where else would they own? Krace. There's nowhere near Krace which would be owned by Chaos, as far as I know. Closest enemy held place to Krace is Musalon, which is vampire counts. Not Chaos, so I don't know. Military alliance negotiated. Dwarves and Zufbar. Fine. Be expected. I'm confused by that. Maybe they declared war on the Chaos Warp Defilers because they found out about them, because they have an alliance with the Empire, so they knew about them. But that means the Empire would have had to have gone to Ulthuan to see Krace to be able to get diplomatic relations with them, or open up diplomacy with them. I'm just trying to puzzle out how this might have gone, how this might have worked out. Yeah, whatever. The omens are ill. Something you have done has angered the gods, yet they are fickle. They may forgive you in time, or more immediate appeasement might be necessary. 1,000 gold and public order +4 or angry gods. Tribute. The public order will help control Castle Templehof.
The land provides.
Oh, hello. Icky. It's just a, trolls.
The men are keen.
Okay, fine. Let's take Schwarzhofen. We can pay the 2,500 gold to colonize it. Retain control. And there, and there.
I will marshal the men.
Right.
Huntsman General.
Now, are you going to go straight there and attack them? There's a river in the way, so you shouldn't be able to just march over it.
Where next?
Get some Halfling militia. And some rangers. We've used up all of our gold. Oh no! We're actually going to be over. We're actually going to be in the negative if I do that.
Ready.
I don't want to do this. Spread public order. You increase it by 1.
Yes. I trust no man. And?
Gotrek. Move. That. Over.
Gotrek,
Then you're going to go down to Schwarzhofen. You got to take attrition. How much space do you have in your army? 2 spaces. That's perfectly fine. That worked out perfectly. Okay, you're going to take a turn of attrition. That's fine. Oh, there's more trolls up there. How many troll armies are there around the place? Muncher, Icky. I love the names for the trolls. Can we see Krace? Krace is located here. I don't know why they declared war on a faction all the way over here. Because they exist.
The Empire.
You can see Nuln. They have Nuln Cannon Foundry, which is a unique building for them. Because Nuln is the like technological research center of the Empire. Maybe second only to Altdorf.
Praise Sigmar. I thirst for the wisdom.
Alaric, get gold.
Gotrek,
Ooh, actually, does that mean we can trade with Carrick?
and what good
Droma.
do we do for you on this fine day?
You want military access? And you want me to pay for it? Trade agreement.
Oathbound.
I have seen worse trades. Good. We got trade with the dwarves of Carrick Zufbar, sorry. We need to hold Schwarzhofen though, so for that to be effective. It's giving us a bit more gold. We're making 1,000 gold from trade. Money. Castle Templehof is not too useful to us because it's cut off. Or is it? Actually, we're going through there. Can I trade with Ostermark? No, I can't. Might be because there's no bridge here. I think trade has to follow the roads. The roads are kind of hard to see. But it might have to go through Waldenhof. I don't know whether it does or not. I think it... Our province goes down that way. Public order. Corruption, provincial instability, -1 per turn. So that would go down to 0. Okay. I'm gonna have to remember that when Gotrek goes, we're going to have to use bolts there to pick up the slack. Does it cost money per turn for Gotrek? Does Gotrek and Felix have upkeep costs? I would assume they do. I haven't checked that. Or would they? They're not really in it for the money. But at the same time, they would need money. And Felix would probably demand payment for their services. Gotrek doesn't really care, I don't think. Greenskins, Crooked Moon. It's like Hexoidal going to declare war on... Gotrek gained Fortunate. Oh, and Manfred's attacking Gotrek. Well now. A lot of cavalry. Mighty Doom?
Good odds for a great death.
Yeah. I don't fancy your odds. I don't have the option to retreat because you force march there. I didn't expect Manfred to charge out like that. He has a lot of cavalry. Gotrek is, however, anti-large. He's also unbreakable, so they're going to have to kill him. Manfred's on a horse. I didn't see whether he was mounted or not. Our infantry is also... everyone's tired. We have the Master Cooks, which gives us immune to psychology. Our militia are Empire Spear equivalents. We have 1 unit of Rangers. It's kind of telling how powerful Gotrek and Felix are, that the game was saying, odds are slightly in the enemy's favor, even though we lack any powerful units in our army at all. Oh, also our Master Cooks are also anti-large. But they're low in numbers. We do have a nice rock here to put our backs to. Formulating strategies. Okay, important things. Take out Manfred. Take out the Necromancer, if possible. And then carve apart all the cavalry. Simple! What could be easier? Okay, that's the rock. Oh, it's a nice little hill with some trees on it. Some corpses hanging from them. How lovely. Okay, we'll put you there. We'll put you there. Master Cooks. Go like that.
We are ready.
I kind of want the spears to be deeper. Because that would mean they'll hold better against the enemy cavalry. Gotrek, go there. Felix, go there. And our forces are arrayed. Okay. Have to let them come to us. A lot of black knights. Lances and barding. The other ones are all with swords and shields. We get to see the swamplands of Sylvania as well. Bones and fetid swamps. Ruins all scattered about the landscape. I can't actually see them too well. We're kind of behind a hill a bit. Oh, the ranged... The way that Total War or Creative Assembly works to be able to have armies of large a number is that when you're at a distance, the models get swapped out from the high detailed ones you see here to lower poly count models, and eventually they get swapped out again to an even simpler one the further when you're really far away. It used to be in the older ones that the models would actually become 2D sprites. However, you can see that there's an issue with this when you're modding, in that the distant sprites look wrong. Apparently the halfling models that are used, despite aside from being dwarves, are actually, or at least the heads of the halflings are slayers. Because you can see they have the mohawk and they have the slayer beards with the little trinkets hanging from them. The distance model actually has a beard. You zoom in, they don't. I don't know if they can do anything about that, the modders.
Ready for war!
I am not a modder, so I wouldn't know.
Yes, sir!
What are you doing? Okay, go that way. Oh, Manfred's on foot.
Keep your heads down, men! They're casting for Heldenhammer!
Oh yes, we can't forget, Manfred is also a spellcaster. There's Manfred von Carstein himself. With a spooky cloud of death following him around. Hey, Felix, how do you feel about dueling Manfred von Carstein himself?
Forward! Doing it! The Empire endures!
All the cavalry charge at once.
My axe bursts!
Herr Jäger!
You're not actually doing too well against Manfred. Move out of there.
Take their heads! Where's the kill? As you can!
Strike!
He just got bowled over. I'm worried.
Maneuvering! Gotrek!
Gotrek's actually being pretty badly damaged by these skeletons. Oh no!
Gotrek! Feel my axe! Slay them!
Steady!
Very well. I will!
Herr Jäger!
Shoot them! Quick march!
Eh.
Still here! Very well!
Retreat!
Behold the silver!
Only if Gotrek's got fleeing lines if you get rid of what's it called?
Agreed!
Unbreakable on him.
Die, filth!
Our weapons are yours.
Launch!
Berserker!
We are Sigmar's heirs!
Sigma!
Slayer!
Oh, the rest of my army fled.
Oh,
Oh, yes! Agreed!
Oh, what's that? Oh, I think his heroic fortitude just went off. Manfred's just healing himself. Wham! Ooh. And Gotrek falls. I don't think he's dead. Well, our guys did alright. There's just too much cavalry there. Ah. Honestly thought we could take out Manfred, but he hurts! It doesn't really help that Gotrek and Felix don't have any magic items. They might get them later on. Like, Gotrek doesn't even have like a magic item for his axe. Felix has a magic sword as well. As I said, they might get them when they appear later on in the campaign. I might have been better off trying to also resolve that battle. I wanted to see the killing potential of Gotrek. So it's not actually that high. I mean, the odds were stacked quite heavily against them. You see the bit of a problem of dealing with the vampire counts there. The vampire counts have access to spells which are able to heal their units, and they can heal themselves, their characters and their lords with these spells as well. Manfred might also have regeneration because of the what's it called? Red Thirst. For the vampires, he regenerates when he's in melee. Which isn't that strong, but coupled that with spells, the invocation of Nagash, which he can cast on himself to heal himself, and that's quite a lot of staying power. I think the most resilient character in the game is Vlad von Carstein, because he has spells to heal himself. He also has von Carstein Ring, which gives him regeneration and a health boost when he's nearly dead. And everyone died. Blah. They're both wounded, however, they're not dead. And Manfred moves to take Schwarzhofen. Well, fantastic. We're gonna have to lose that. I'm gonna move Holtz out of there. And back to the Moot. The trolls come to raid Schwarzhofen. It's already lost. Don't worry about it. We're gonna be making money, though. That's a positive. Oh, the trolls are suffering attrition even though they're raiding. Okay. I think that's how it normally works. Is there two factions around the place with the banners of Vanaheimlings? Okay. Well. To say I'm a fool, give me war fervor. Gotrek and Felix have been injured. Carry out successful assassination on mission abort. You got fortunate. Samwise got strict. Public order +1.
What does the
Okay.
Emperor bid?
Ulrich Holtz, go back to Eicherschatten. Schwarzhafen. Cancel construction of that. There's no reason to do that because it's just going to be taken. What's that garrison for buildings actually? Master Cooks, Wardens, Halfling, Militia and Dryads. Wardens, Halfling, Militia and Dryads. Oh, okay. We don't actually get seamen or a garrison in settlements outside of Eicherschatten. Eicherschatten has a great garrison, or a pretty good garrison. We have Treemen, Dryads, Great Eagles, Halfling Rangers, as well as the Ogres from the Grand Cauldron, which is pretty good. And we'd have more if I built the walls. Or the City Watch. Dryads, Halfling, Militia, Wardens, and Master Cooks. So. But yes, that will probably leave it there for tonight for our Halfling campaign. The Halflings have had fortunes come and go. We've defended Eicherschatten from trolls. We got Gotrek and Felix. They helped us take Castle Templehof, which we're holding on to. We have a full stack of units there. I'm scared about our neighbours, Vlad and Manfred. Also more trolls, Icky. The Empire is preoccupied with their own problems, losing Helmgart and Ubersreich. They're nearly at war with Nuln. Ugh. Also, Midland has been taken over by the Leafcutters tribe. Oh, Middenstag has been taken by Hochland. I think I noted that already. We have open trade with these dwarves here, but that's going to go as soon as we lose Schwarzhafen, so it was nice while it lasted. Can we see anywhere else? No. What's the corruption elsewhere? Vampiric corruption along there, that's Heinrich Kemmler. Musalon, and corruption around, vampiric corruption around Musalon. There's vampiric corruption down there, and some there, sure. And also there, that's a vampire coast. Up there, that's the drowned faction. There's actually vampiric corruption in Ulthuan? Have the drowned started taking Ulthuan? Okay. Oh, there's vampire corruption here. Oh, that's from Sartosa. Sure. Chaos corruption. Some there. Aqua. Zlanhuapek. Zahutek. That's where the Chaos armies spawned, apparently. There's some Chaos corruption in Grace there. That might be that Chaos faction they went to war with. There's Chaos corruption all along here. That's Morathi. Up there, that's Norskans. Up there, that's Norskans. That's Norska. Oh, Chaos Wart Defilers hold Brass Keep. Okay, okay. That's different as well. Brass Keep is a province which is usually controlled by Hochland. But it seems a mod has actually changed it over to Chaos Warp Defilers. That was how it used to be in another mod. I forget which mod it was, but it changed Brass Keep from an Empire-held faction to its own faction headed by a lord with a heavy Chaos garrison. And it was like a really difficult settlement to take to be like a threat center in the middle of the Empire. Yeah, there's the Chaos Warp Defilers in Mordheim. Oh, Elysia is taken by Chaos Warp Defilers. Okay, that's why Krasis are at war with them. Truthsayers of Albion control Pack Ice Bay. They actually were taking control of Norska. Okay. Sure, sure. And Skaven Corruption. Let's have a look. Sure, Hell Pit's there. Skaven Blight's there. Clan Moors is down there. There's actually some Skaven Corruption along there. There's Skaven Corruption down here, that's Clan Pestilence. There's some up there, that's Clan... I forget. Clan Festa? Wait, that's some Skaven Corruption in... I think that's some Skaven Corruption in, Booth one. Gothic has some Skaven Corruption in it. That's odd. Is that like Skaven pirates attacking them there? And there's some down here too, apparently. Or am I reading the map wrong? Hard to tell. It's like a slight green tinge, I think, there. I think Skaven Undercities can be spawned at random around the map, so... yes. Climate suitability. Where can we look to expand? Just wood? Laurelon Forest. Why is that unlivable? Isn't that Salzamund there? Okay, well, we can settle the Empire except for there, and apparently that's hostile. Can't settle there. We can settle basically everywhere the Empire can. So. Okay, as I said earlier though, that will be it for tonight for our Halfling campaign, which is going alright. We've expanded a bit. The Moot takes territory. I didn't expect to say that. Maybe a bit too quickly, but yeah, whatever. Then we got to see Gotrek and Felix. I haven't seen them before. We didn't get them in our Kislev campaign. Probably because I started that campaign before Gotrek and Felix were actually unlocked. I don't know actually whether that would be an issue or not. But anyway. I'd like to thank you very much for joining me. And I hope you'll join me again next time for Warhammer 2 Total War Halflings campaign. So I'll see you then. Stop the recording here.